everybody, it is Monday. How are you tonight? Welcome to Monday, people. It is Monday night. You have made it through another Monday. Leave those Monday blues in the rear view. It is great to have you here tonight. Tell me about your Monday and what you're grateful for this Monday. It was a windy, cold day. I got the sweaters back out, today. Hey, Kim's with us tonight. The sweater's back out, windy and cold today. Happy Monday, Kim. But surprisingly, the shoppers were out too, all over the place. I mean, they were in consigning like crazy. And I'm like, they're just consigning, but they were shopping. They were. Hey, Adele and Dazzle are in the house. Good to have you with us. But yeah, people were out today, and that's a good thing. I love seeing people out and seeing them in the stores. Thanks, Cassandra, for posting. Any tech issues, you can switch right on over to the YouTube, which we're broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook tonight. Yes, the rain was pretty bad last night and yesterday, so it is good. I was glad not to have the rain, and eventually the sun came out today, and it's good. It is good. So we are here and we are moving forward. But it's been a long day. We've been going. I just walked in so we've been going strong all day long today. Oops, I left my glasses over here. I'm going to need those. Hey, Ann is with us. How are you? Jennifer from Naples. Great to have you here tonight, too. Great to have everybody on here tonight on this Monday night. Tell me what you're grateful for on this Monday night. What are you grateful for? Hey, hello, your other closet. I've got lots of closets. Well, not really, but hey. There are lots of closets in the house. Great to have you all here. But tell me what you're grateful for. Joanne is with us live tonight. I'm grateful to have Joanne here live. Grateful to all that. Yes, you do. Hey, Kitty's here. Great to have you here, Kitty. I hope everybody's, Jennifer, I'm just helping you with the words that you already know. Vina's here tonight live. Great to have you here on this Monday night. At the last Monday in March, people. You are marching right forward, right through this month. Boom, boom, you're just getting right through it. So excited to have you here. Hey, you knew I would be here eventually, Kitty. I'm always here eventually. It was weird the other night when I was broadcasting on Facebook. My whole thing told me I was broadcasting the whole night, and then I get off, and my peanut gallery tells me, well, Facebook only thinks you were on for 29 seconds. I'm like, I just did, 40 minutes. I was on. Cherry Cobbler, hey, it sounds like dessert at Vina's tonight, everybody. Dessert at Vina's. Let's get ourselves to Indiana. Boy, I can't wait till I can start traveling like that again. Boy, I am excited for that. Hey, that is awesome, Kim. That is awesome. I'm glad you got 2 days. That is awesome. Ooh, Melissa's here too and headed to Naples. I'm guessing Jennifer is not headed to Georgia. And Rose is getting a raise. Sonia Nix is here too. I mean, what's going on here, ladies? All you ladies here tonight. This is wonderful. It is great to have you here. The lady who's hitting all 50 states and Scotland, Sonia Nix. And Anne's got some freed up space in the store. Let's go, people. There is so much good stuff happening here tonight. And we got tiki bars near Adele. So, I mean, we've got so many good things happening here. I mean, this is all good stuff. Good stuff. And we got cherry cobbler. Cobbler, people. Who doesn't like some cherry cobbler? Maybe some cobbler a la mode. I don't know. Yeah, change of season is nice. Change of season, change of attitude, people. Change of outlook. Look at your outlook. Look at how you all are looking at life. Look at you all. Look at how you guys are looking at life and walking on the sunny side of the street. You're all walking on the sunny side of the street. I am excited to be here walking with you tonight. Let's get started with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we do this program every night. Tonight we're on page 38. And this is just perfect for cherry cobbler night. Good morning, you magnificent slice of perfection. Yeah, you. Boom. There you go, people. There you go. I love the confidence and energy here. And according to a KPMG survey, retail CEOs, that's you people are the retail CEOs, you're feeling confident. Although supply chain risk is a big concern. Not a concern for you guys, but a concern of companies that are wondering how to get the ship out of the canal. The ship is out of the canal. Hey, Rose, thank you. Well, it doesn't need much building up because you ladies are strong. You're resale strong. Okay, you are strong. But leaders of retail and consumer companies are feeling positive about business prospects, but are worried about supply chain challenges. But the ship is free. The ship is free, so toilet paper will start flowing again. We can, the toilet paper will start flowing. So the ship is free, and the $400 million an hour is free. 38% of CEOs said the pandemic has put them years in advance of where they expected to be. Okay, if we were talking last January, this is not where you'd expect to be. You wouldn't be as far along as you are, but you guys are doing amazing. You have made such steps, okay, and just continue to take them, okay, because CEOs like you have to take risks and have to take challenges and have to take the next steps, okay, and it is reaping those rewards. You are reaping the rewards of your hard work. I mean, Rose got a raise today. Aha! Kelly stocked up on paper products just in case with the stuck ship. Well, we had a stuck toilet, for 3 days at our warehouse. So we had and that's been fixed today too. We got that fixed today too. I took that into my own hands today and got my own people on it, and that got fixed. Hey, Rose, I just heard about, what the minimum wage was originally back in 37 when the minimum wage and the Fair Labor Standards Act was first passed by Congress in 1937. The minimum wage was 5 cents an hour, 25 cents an hour. And if you're earning the current minimum wage, you earn federal minimum wage of 58 of 7 and a quarter. You can earn $58 a day. That sounds like some third world country, but that is one, what some people are making in this country, and two, that's what some owners are making. I had to turn back on the heat yesterday in the house. My peanut gallery. I never turned it off in the stores, but in the house, I got some flack. So I did turn back on the heat last night or yesterday afternoon in the house. But it is still winter. Hopefully, it won't be much longer, but it is still winter, Pete. Well, I mean, it's technically spring, but it's still March. It's still March, but we're gonna get through this because people are buying. I mean, even the parent company, L Brands, the parent company in Victoria's Secret, is raising their profit outlook on improved sales. And increased consumer spending. They're almost doubling their outlook, okay, based on what they're seeing in the stores. And that's what I'm seeing as we're going around the country. I mean, sales are picking up for people. Sales are getting stronger, especially in areas of this economy that have lagged behind. Clothing in our industry most specifically that has lagged behind, where in-store sales have only been about 80% of normal. Many of you have done things and made up with things online, but those just haven't, the in-store traffic hasn't been there. And it is starting to come back. People are feeling more confident. They're getting the shots. Although I was reading today that men are less likely to get the shots right now. And I'm just like, don't be a moron. Get the shot. Okay. I mean, let's get people vaccinated. Let's get people feeling healthy. Let's be leaders, not only in our stores, but in our communities. Okay. Let's share the excitement of it, okay? These vaccinations and what's happening, I mean, this is good stuff. I mean, in most states, 90% of people of adults will be eligible by mid-April to get the vaccine. I think April 14th or something, April 15th. 90% of people in the country, 16 or older, will be able to get the vaccine. And I know the process isn't perfect. But, we're getting there. And the excitement of that is a good thing. And the pent-up demand is good. And people, want to have new clothes. And they want to get out. And they want to be with people. And this is good stuff. We're going to get there. And it's just a little bit longer, people. Just a little bit longer. This is right up our alley. We've talked about it. Yeah, absolutely, Rose. The vaccine is increasing confidence, and people are feeling good about it. Even the people that are having side effects are relatively minor, maybe especially after the second dose, having a day where you just need a down day, basically. But then people are bouncing right back. People are good and proud to get it. So, and I've been doing really, really well with it overall. We've talked about this before about taking an existing product, even if it's authentic, and altering it. So the most common thing that you see in our industry is taking an old, I'm going to pick on Louis Vuitton for a second, an old Louis Vuitton purse. And, maybe the purse is damaged or it's just not good, but you take some of the material and you make it into something else. You make it into a lipstick case. You make it into a luggage tag and everything else. And that's fine if that is for your personal use. You are allowed to do that for personal use. You are not allowed to sell it. Okay? You are not allowed to sell it. Because it creates brand confusion. It creates, if you had that in your store, you're not going to say, oh, here are my lipstick, my cases to hold your lipstick in. You're going to say, hey, I want the Louis Vuitton lipstick holder or cosmetic case or whatever you make with it. And Nike is going after Lil Nas, controversial Satan shoes, which are modified Nike Air Max 97s. Now, I am not a shoe connoisseur. You know that. I am not a shoe connoisseur. I can wear dance coats for men, and I do own a pair of Uggs, men's Uggs. But I am not a shoe connoisseur. That's about it, people. That's about it. But Nike is suing for trademark infringement to likelihood of injury to Nike's business reputation and goodwill, and created a likelihood of consumer confusion, mistake, and deception as to the source of origin or relationship of Nike's products and Satan shoes. I don't want to be related to Satan either, but these companies go after this to protect their trademark, and this is Lil Nas is a big player in shoes, that in remaking these shoes and doing this, and I'm glad to see Nike going after this because it is wrong. Okay, you're not allowed to do that, and so Nike needs to defend its turf on that. So that's okay. I am totally cool with that, but it just shows what is happening out there with things. So you just got to be aware of that. Our friends at the CDC, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, the director of the CDC, has extended the residential eviction moratorium through June 30th, and it'll likely get extended beyond then. So residential evictions, and that's it's good for people. It's been helping people, but it's also been really hurting the small landlords that have 1 to 5 units. That's really been hurting them because they still have all their expenses, and some people are really taking advantage of the situation. Just so you're aware that is the federal case that's going on. More places are adopting the Amazon contactless just walk out technology. The newest places are sports stadiums. Now, we don't think of sports stadiums anymore because nobody's been in them in a year, but they're starting to come back. They're starting to allow fans in the stands, especially in the Northeast, where that's been completely off limits. That just started back at 10% or 12% capacity, and this is how they're saving money if they can deploy technology instead of people. So the TD Garden, commonly known as the Boston Garden, is deploying it, and other sports stadiums are deploying that kind of technology. Again, it's how you got to look at technology as you look and say, I have leveled up so much over the last year. When you look at your business and the business that it was more than a year ago and the business that it is today, and you look at it and say, how do I level up again? How do I go from here to here? Okay. How do I level up again? And it's going to be through the use of technology. Investments in technology, okay, are not costs that you do every day. Your payroll, okay, staffing, those costs are become repetitive costs. So if you to keep your costs under control, how do you do more with less? Okay, or more with the same, not even more with less. How do we get more productivity out of the staff we have? You use technology. It is just the federal, so that is really important. So we are constantly looking at ways to use technology more efficiently and stretch that. You got to keep in mind every keystroke, every step you do, every time you turn, every time you reach, okay, everything you can do to reduce steps is a win in productivity. And that's the things that's going to level you up yet again in this next year. Okay, and I want you to level up again. Kelly's asking, is the eviction moratorium just for residential or is it for businesses? The national eviction moratorium is just for residential. There are many state moratoriums that cover both and cover small businesses, not, you want to evict Costco, for example, or more likely at one of the national restaurant chains. You can do that. Multi-unit operators, large multi-unit operators. A lot of states have had eviction moratoriums for small business that are, either based on square footage of the business or how many units they operate in the state, or that they don't cross state lines in their business operation. So many states do have that. There's some ongoing litigation against the credit card interchange rates. And the, where'd my glasses go? Hang on a second. I stuck them up here. There's some ongoing litigation in that. And you may hear about it because the retail industry, our friends at the National Retail Federation and the Retail Industry Leaders Association, the RILA and the NRF, are both opposing this. And basically it's because the court-appointed class is too broad. It doesn't represent retail's interests very well. It would prohibit retailers from pursuing their own grievances against card networks. The original litigation was brought by just 7 small merchants who seek to represent tens of millions of merchants nationwide, ranging from single store operators to the largest retailers in the country. I'm with the National Retail Federation on this. They have the eyes out for big and small. So I'm with that. I actually have a meeting there tomorrow with them. This is a good thing that they're fighting this. Yeah, Kelly, it's all about communication with your landlords. If you're having a problem with your landlord as a business, it's all about communication and paying rent, So I understand that because there's some great disparities in rent. And one of the things that, let me see, do I have that with me tonight? Because it's been a big to-do. Hang on a second. Just see if I have the title of it here, because that would be a, yeah, I have it right here. What count, and this is a good topic for it, Kelly, since you're bringing me into landlord disputes and such. What counts as a sale? one of the things that many people have negotiated during this, and has really been a good way for rent to be more under control during this pandemic, is to negotiate your rent based as a percentage of sales. Okay, so to look at in normal times, pre-pandemic times, your rent, let's say, was 10% of your sales, average year over year, 10% over sales. During the pandemic, your rent is now exploded and is now 40% of your sales. A lot of landlords have been very flexible with that to keep the percentage the same, and they make it helps you when things are slower. They might make a little bit more when you're busier, but it has worked out. That's been one of the arrangements. But now there's a big push, because what is a sale? And there have been some landlords and tenants that did this, and there's the debate over, is an online sale a sale? And, for a lot of the companies that I work with that are smaller, it's all one big lump usually. Okay, that your traditional business, your online business, it's not a separate company. But there's a push by some retailers to say, hey, our online is completely separate. But is it really if you're shipping from your store, if you're pulling stock from your shelf in your store to ship, is that really separate business, even though you may generate it off of a different website or do something different? And so there's some legal wrangling over this, where landlords have been flexible and doing percentage-based rent, which has really helped people. And I'm generally with you, Kitty. I'm generally with you, especially as long as you're fulfilling it from your store stock. If you are fulfilling your sale from store stock, it's a sale, okay, and should be included in what your landlord. I mean, this isn't about cheating landlords. This is, landlords are a partnership. Landlords are a partnership. I very much value some and cherish some of my relationships with my landlords. I like everybody else, have some that are more complicated than that. But the percentage of sales has really been something that has helped people stay on good terms with their landlords through this pandemic, and get to the other side. Flipping gears over, because I had some SBA questions. So first and foremost, let's deal with the PPP. The PPP extension, the extension of the PPP that I talked about last night at 34 minutes and 48 seconds last night on my video, so I've been told. The PPP extension, and I'm not picking, I am just having fun. I am not picking on anyone with that. I am having fun. I'm being Neil. That extension has been passed by the House. It has been passed by the Senate. They agreed to the same bill, no changes. It is getting President Biden's signature. It will be extended, okay? The SBA's website hasn't been updated to reflect that yet, and I'm not positive if PB, President Biden, I really want to add some more letters to that, but let's just go PB here. Whether he has signed, it will be signed. It's a non-issue. It will be extended through the end of May, and then the SBA has till the end of June to process applications that it receives by the end of May. In general, based on what I know of today's money that's left over, and I'll know more tomorrow, I'll reconfirm that in my conversations with folks in DC tomorrow. But I'd be watching for the mid to late April. I wouldn't let it go all the way to May, especially if they get the retroactive change through, because then they're going to go through a lot of money really fast. Okay, if they are able to get the change through so that loans that were already issued to Schedule C filers have to be recalculated. If the SBA has to allow for the recalculation of first and second loans that have already been issued, okay, and I don't know if that's really going to happen or not, but if they have to do that, they're going to go through a few $1 billion really fast. So that's why I'm saying with what's left over, and I'll confirm tomorrow what's left over, and I'll update that for you. But right now, it's somewhere between 20 and 30% of the original money is still there for PPP. So there's still a good amount of money. So you're fine. Again, you can get a second PPP if you've had a reduction in 25% of revenue in any quarter in 2020 versus the same quarter in 2019. Okay. And you can do that even if you just got your first PPP. If you just got your first PPP, you can still get a second if you are eligible under that criteria. And you do that by certifying that you will, that you have used or will use all of your first. That's the only certification you have to make to get your second. You don't need to have the first forgiven. Okay, and then this all ties in on top of that to the employee retention tax credit, which we will get back to. There's a lot going on there, and we will get back to that. The other thing with the SBA that we covered is that we covered the idle loan advance. They'll be revisiting that after April 6th and getting people money that are owed money on that. Also, they will be allowing for after April 6th, after Easter, basically the Tuesday after Easter, they're setting up to raise the limit on idle loans, on economic injury disaster loans to up to 24 months of money of operating expenses or $500,000. In today, I was just before I came on the air tonight, and I will again clarify and get more information on this tomorrow. It actually looks like they're going back, that they have the money and the funding to go back to the traditional statutory limit for an idle loan. An idle loan maximum loan amount is actually $2 million, not $500,000. Again, it's a loan. I'm not looking to put anybody in debt. I'm looking to put people in survival. I know people that $2 million will help, that got 150 and they're entitled to $2 million. Okay, and that would really help them keep people employed, keep the lights on, and keep them going. And so that's a good thing. Any loans over $200,000 do require a personal guarantee. But the SBA is going to be sending out notices to everyone that got an idle that is eligible to get an increased idle starting April 6th. So that will be happening. And I will have further discussions about the $2 million mark. But again, it is a loan. But I want you to survive and thrive. It's all about getting to the other side of this. You can't be the best in business if you're not still in business. You can't be the best in your community if you're not still in your community. And I want all of you to always be the best. The best. So keep that in mind. That is what is happening with our friends at the SBA tonight. That is what is happening in Washington. I've got phone calls there tomorrow. But I will keep you up to date with what I know when I know it. You know what else? You know what else? This video and everything that I talk about, goes over to nerds.org/resale strong. By noon the next day, that's where you find the recipe of the week. That's where you find the budget sheets that I did, so you can do a second quarter budget and plan your sales and expenses for the next quarter. That is where you do it. Everything is there, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and yes, ring the bell so you know when a new video drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, whoever they are. We want to help everybody across the finish line. Everybody, every business. Keep those communities strong. I am here every night at More 8th and Ish live in the Nards private Facebook group. But if you have a question in between, you, just email me, Neil, NEIL@ECIstores.com, NEIL@ECIstores.com. The SBA will be contacting you about EIDL, increasing your EIDL loan, or the EIDL grant. They will be contacting about both of those starting in April. Starting April 6th, they will, after the Easter break, they will get those, start making those contacts. Isabel Guzman, the new administrator, is very committed to this. I have talked to Roger, who is one of her lieutenants, who is not a political employee, so he's been there across administrations, which is really nice to have a contact that spans administrations. And they're making things happen. So this is good stuff. This is very good stuff. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program. And where's my glass? Oh, they're in my pocket this time. Tonight, we're on page 38. Good morning, you magnificent slice of perfection. Yeah, you! Our good night tonight is good night. You generous helping of flawlessness. I'm looking at you. There's our slice of cobbler tonight. Vina's cooking up the cobbler. I'm just saying. If you can get yourself to Indiana, there's a slice of cobbler for you. Vina's a big sharer. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a cherry cobbler party. I don't know. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, yes, me, I'll party with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at More 8th and Ish, know that you, and you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. It's time for dinner.